comics, but I think Jeffrey D. Morgan's going to blow us away.
I hope so, but I'm worried that it's just going to be yet another, psychopathic gang that wants to do something like eat you or kill you, take your stuff. Did I mention eat you?
I will say this about the comics. Over the course of the 147 issues or whatever it is now, there have been really two prominent villains. There's been groups,
Yes.
just like with a show,
Right.
but the prominent villains are the governor and Negan. And when Negan came along, I was like, they're doing another villain. Nobody could top the governor. And then Negan was so different that, and the whole setup and just, you'll see. But I was like, oh man, this is so cool. So I'm, that's why everyone's excited that has read the comic about this.
Okay. Well then I'll try to get excited too, but
Or just reserve judgment and see.
Mostly I'm just worried, and I feel like I'm going to reserve judgment. Thank you.
If you can, yeah. I think, you're more worried about like repetitive storytelling than you are about like the fates of the characters, right? Or not.
I am, because I feel like we've already seen the governor. But if this guy is nothing like the governor.
Yeah, not really. No.
Okay.
I mean, he's like the governor in that, he's got people, and some of the people do bad things for him.
Right.
But, that's pretty much it.
There's got to be other, last night Kirkman was on The Talking Dead, and he said that he introduced Negan in comic issue 100. And he said partly he did it because he wanted to sort of revitalize. He was feeling kind of bored with it, and he wanted to sort of revitalize the comic. And that
it worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did a great job. I don't know if Negan, is that true?
He said he was introduced in issue 100.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Something happened in 100.
And, I worry, to be completely honest, it's a little bit of the Department of Suspension of Disbelief for me, because I can't believe that the world would go so bad so fast. I talked about this before, and about how with all these different gangs, is that really how the world would shake out? Are people really so intrinsically awful that 80% of people would be terrible and 20% would be okay? I feel like that's the percentage that we're looking at.
Well,
and is that true?
Yeah, I agree. I think you're right. It is suspension of disbelief for the sake of having an exciting show.
Yes.
And I'm completely on board with that. In fact, I was just thinking this episode, well, maybe it was during watching that little prologue, it was like, wow, everything looks like our world, but because it's post-apocalyptic, anyone you run into could be a murderer. And that's scary, which is fun to watch.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd like it to be dispersed a little bit more with other things that are going on in the world. It'd be interesting to hear a little bit more about, they're so close to Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
What's going on in Washington, D.C. right now? Is there anything going on?
Well, if things go the way they do in the comic, you're going to get some of that too.
Oh, interesting. Good.
Not necessarily Washington, D.C., but other
stuff.
Things that's going on in the world. Yeah.
Well, then that is something worth watching. So I am very excited. You just piqued my interest.
Yay. All right. I think that's quite enough of that. Let's take a little break. There's sponsor, one of the ones I've been most excited about, and that hasn't changed. It's called Texture. And Texture is this app that gives you an all-access pass to literally the world's best magazines on your phone or tablet. So there's hundreds of magazines, and when you sign up, you get access to all of them. To me, it's like if you're in the zombie apocalypse, you get let loose in the mall and you can have whatever you want.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, I get to play with this and this and this. So there's hundreds of magazines. Here are a few that I don't know, thought stood out. Better Homes and Gardens, Billboard, Business Week, Car and Driver, Consumer Reports, Cosmopolitan, Details, Entertainment Weekly, Esquire, GQ, Interview, Macworld, Men's Health, National Geographic, Parents, Popular Mechanics, Rolling Stone, Runner's World, Sports Illustrated, The New Yorker, Vanity Fair, Wired, and many, 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 many more. Recipes, motorcycle magazines, all kinds of stuff. So you can go dip into any one magazine and page through it. You tap on it and it just downloads. You can see a table of contents. You can search in the magazine. Or you go to a different section of the app, you see a list of articles that's curated by editors, and they could come from any of the magazines. So it sort of opens it up,
Yeah.
And you can search, and it searches through several of the magazines and back issues and stuff.
Oh, that's so great.
It's so cool. And you can save a single article or a whole magazine. So if you want to read it when you're on a plane or somewhere that doesn't have Wi-Fi.
Yeah. You can download a couple magazines for a flight that you're taking.
Definitely. You can download 20 magazines if you want.
I totally need to do this.
And then, they recommend stories for you daily, and they have curated collections so you can go deeper into topics. If you sign up right now, in just a few seconds, you'll have access to all these premium magazines. Plus there's content that's exclusive to the app. It's easy and fun to use, and you can even share your subscription with your family. So the best part is they're offering you guys a free trial right now when you go to texture.com/deadcast, and then you'll gain unrestricted access to the world's best magazines right away. So try it for free right now. Just go to texture.com/deadcast.
That would be a great holiday present too.
Yeah,
to somebody.
if somebody,
my mom, she's a big magazine
she's
reader.
Into iPad,
and she has an iPad.
Okay, yeah, totally.
Oh, that's
great.
great.
So she wants to do it.
I love it.
Obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens.
The people it kills get up and kill.
Are they slow-moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
This is a Walking Deadcast news update.
Okay, it's time for news. The first item is about the guy who's going to play Negan, which we were talking about.
Yeah.
He's Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and he was in Supernatural as well, and he was at a Supernatural convention and answered a question about being Negan, so I'm just going to play it for you. It's 2 minutes long.
Hi, Jill. How are you?
Just curious if you would be willing to share any personal feelings toward your next role that you're going to be taking, having been Pop Winchester, loved, that your next role is going to be loved to be hated.
Yeah, I'm prepping for some hate mail. Yeah, the role we're talking about is in The Walking Dead. The role of Negan. It's a whole different ballgame. Y'all know about Negan? Me too. That's why I did it. Here's what I will tell you about Negan, because most people know me from, well, let's stick into the world of television. Most people know me from Denny Duquette, John Winchester. Thank you. Accident recently, and now people are watching The Good Wife. So when my agent and manager called, they said, you've been offered this thing on The Walking Dead. It's to play like a big bad. And at that time, they didn't know the character's name, because I think it was supposed to be a secret. And I'm like, is it fucking Negan? And they're like, oh no, we're going to have to call you back. Hold on a second. And I'm like, no, it's fucking Negan. And I'm fucking doing it. Most of them would say fuck all the time. But because you're kind of so used to me playing a certain role, and again, God, if there's little kids in here, I apologize. I've kind of become accustomed to playing sort of a good guy, maybe a rough exterior, but a heart of gold in there somewhere. So I think the challenge for me in this role is going to be, is there any heart in Negan? And for me, I look at that as a challenge as an actor, and that's the kind of thing that I embrace and really look forward to. So I'm super excited about it. It's going to be cool, and I hope y'all tune in and watch, because I promise you it'll be something different than you've seen me do. All right. Thank you for that.
Oh, wow. Wow. He even has like a Southern accent.
Yeah. I think he's going to be great. It's funny. My friend Dave Solo, who does Walker Nation podcast.
Yeah.
You met him. He that's one of his favorite characters, and he dressed up like Negan.
Yes.
There's that picture of me as Rick holding my gun up to his head. He hates this casting. And I think he's seen Jeffrey D. Morgan in some of these roles that he was talking about where he plays a guy with heart, or I don't know why, but he just thinks it's wrong, and he thinks Henry Rollins should be Negan.
Well, I heard that Charlie Adler based the character of Negan, based his drawings on Henry Rollins.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, Henry Rollins just seems kind of intense to me, and Negan's more like, "Hey, what's up?" Like a little more laid back.
I don't think that sounds all that laid back, but okay.
He turns on a dime, but he acts laid back, and then he kills you. Okay, so next, Entertainment Weekly. This is from that same Scott Gimple interview. They say, the Alexandria siege takes place over several issues of the comic, and we've certainly not seen the end of it here because these guys still need to make it out. Was there ever a point when you were going to try to jam all this into a single episode? He says, yeah, the books did break it up. With this, when going through all the story we had for the other 16 episodes and the way we wanted to do it, one of the things that hit me was doing it differently than last year. I love doing 8 episodes as a whole chapter and then being done, but we did that the last 2 half seasons, and I just wanted to do it a little differently and play around with it a little bit. It's not always going to be cliffhangers. It's not always going to be closed-ended chapters. It will be both, and I felt like I wanted to do it that way for this. So nanny, 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 goat. He says there's very much between episodes 8 and 9 this connection and this yin and yang thing going on. So hopefully after 9, people will get why, and especially after 10.
Okay.
We'll see. Yeah, I mean, I like this episode, but this season's not my favorite. It's had some good ones, but it's had some crummy ones. It
started off very intense. The first 3 episodes were crazy. Then we had a breather with the 4th episode, and that was the Morgan episode,
which we loved.
Loved. Last 4 episodes have been mixed.
Yeah, I can agree with that. People have been quoting you, by the way, I've noticed. They say, I love it.
That's funny.
So they say, not counting flashbacks, the first half of the season all took place over the course of just 2 days. Is it safe to say that the timeline will accelerate a bit the second half? He goes, it accelerates quite a bit. You mean in terms of more days? Exactly. Yes, definitely. I would say there are some big jumps. Not a ton of days, but there are a couple of jumps.
Okay.
So we've talked about that, so I thought you might be interested in that.
Yeah. Good. I'd like to see some jumps.
How high? Jump,
Year.
jumpity jump.
Couple of years.
20 years.
20 years.
I would like to see that, maybe at the very end.
20 years later? Yeah.
Yeah, it'll show Judith all grown up, being eaten. Or, whatever new society has sprung up or something.
Right.
All right, that's it for the news. Let's move on to Listen, Moans, Groans, and Grunts.
Great. This next one comes from Becky Price, who writes, oh no, it was incomplete. That should have been episode 7. The mid-season finale shouldn't have ended mid-action.
Gavin Provost said, it's called the cliffhanger.
Beth Hoyle says, not a very good one, though. For me, it was just, that's it?
I could see that. I mean, you're supposed to think, oh, dude, that kid's talking and now the zombies are going to eat everybody. But it felt a little like, what just happened? Did it end?
Yes.
Right? Was that it? Did something go wrong with my TV?
Wait, what time is it?
What? Where am I? Jamie Iglesiano says, while I agree this was no locked in a box waiting to be eaten finale, it was still very suspenseful.
That Locked in the Box Waiting to Be Eaten finale was the best finale, in my opinion.
They don't know who they're screwing with.
They do not know. Daisy Meyer Fredericks writes, this poor kid Sam is so sheltered and so confused about the world around him. He is asking questions, so he's clearly ready to hear and process truth. But these prosaic fuckers are spouting ambiguous advice to him instead of real talk and treating him like a 3-year-old. Just pretend you're not scared.
Yeah, I guess
Maybe
so.
it's shorthand
what
for
else are they going to tell him? I don't know.
suck it up, kid.
I don't know if I agree with that, but Chris Turtle Bearer says, weak episode. 2-minute prologue was definitely better than the mid-season finale.
Chris Robinson writes, I never thought I'd say this, but it was terrible fucking drag fest. For mid-season finale, come on.
Gosh, yes. Brian Clark says, minor spoilers. I felt a bit underwhelmed. This should have been the episode before the mid-season finale. For any comic book readers, it was good seeing them hold hands and then Sam crying for his mom. I was so excited. Then it ended, just ended. LOL, well, guess the wait for February it is then.
And a wait it will be. Eric Heather Engbird says, shut up, Sam.
Nate Locutus Zachary. I swear, I was thinking about putting crazy middle names in all of these, but these are real.
These are great.
These are awesome. Nate Locutus Zachary says, Mom, Mommy, Mother, Madre.
Jade Walker writes, did you see the Invincible toys in the intro? It was Invincible. Alan the Alien, Adam Eve, and Omni-Man. Great Easter egg.
Those are all Robert Kirkman comic book characters who I didn't notice, but I guess the little toys in Sam's room were invincible.
They talked about that in the Talking Dead too.
James Aducci says, I thought it was great. Lots of action, lots of zombies. Good cliffhanger, close to the comic.
Nigel Jones writes, how come the walkers don't trip over and end up in a pile, but every human has a problem with their feet?
That's a good question. And I think this would be a
question.
much better show if the zombies tripped over each other and ended up in a pile way more often. They just like wriggled around for a while. Robin Springer says, I thought the episode was excellent. Not only did it give Deanna a good send-off, it set up an interesting story arc for Michonne. Carol and Morgan had it out, with Carol playing her old trickster self.
Jose Estrada says, I'm watching Jessica Jones and I've got 2 episodes to go. Incredible writing, acting, and storytelling. It buries this season of The Walking Dead. David. Wait, sorry. What's Jessica Jones?
It's they're doing 5 different Marvel superhero series for Netflix. Daredevil,
Yeah.
Jessica Jones, Luke Cage,
Yes.
and Iron Fist, and then they're all going to join together for Defenders. That's the plan anyway. They're very gritty and dark and actually worth checking out. I've seen the first couple episodes of Jessica Jones, and it's really interesting. And she's played by, I don't remember the actress's name, but the girl who played Jane in Breaking Bad, Jesse's girlfriend.
Kristen Ritter.
Yeah, her. Yeah.
Yeah,
She's great.
fabulous. Sorry, and I didn't mean to interrupt in the middle of Jose Estrada's comment, but I needed to know that. He continues on. It buries this season of The Walking Dead. David Tennant plays the antagonist Kilgrave brilliantly. Walking Dead season 6 started phenomenally, but it has died a slow and painful death, much like Deanna.
Sean Naranjo Glowacki says, personally, this season is working for me. This entire first half is setting up the foundation for future seasons, and as a comic reader, I'm very excited. I'll also take the worst episode of The Walking Dead over half the crap that's on TV right now. Yeah, Into the Badlands, I'm looking at you. Overwrought suckitude. Great fight scenes, though.
It's funny.
I haven't seen it yet. But I don't like
hilarious.
overwrought suckitude.
No, nobody likes overwrought suckitude.
Not really, yeah.
God, that's a great word. All right, now we're getting into emails. And this first one comes from Brad Galloway, who writes, is it just me or did they completely forget about Sam until he showed up when they were all spreading zombie guts on themselves? Shouldn't she have gone and gotten him first to give him more time to adjust? The look on her face was, wait, I have 2 kids? Shit. God, it's so true.
I know. And he just kept having these shocking moments. Like, first the whole wall falls. I don't know if you heard that. And then all of a sudden there's all these adults screaming upstairs. And it's kind of warp time. And he's like, what's going on?
He's having a breakdown.
Yeah. Oh, I felt bad for him. Okay, next one comes from Tori Ling. Someone should really make Hungry Hungry Zombie game with the hippos being Bicycle Girl, Well Zombie, Dale Eating Zombie, and another zombie head that have movable upper heads trying to catch or eat all the pink engraved brain marbles. Someone needs to make a Kickstarter project. I'd pledge.
Hungry Hungry Zombie game.
I give anyone permission who wants to make that.
Yes.
That was my idea. I want a free game.
This next one comes from Elaine Elizabeth, who writes, you mentioned that Glenn didn't seem upset or fazed by Nicholas's death. Do you think Glenn is relieved that Nicholas is dead? He tried. Nicholas didn't make it, but it doesn't really matter. He wanted to kill him, kinda. Yeah.
Is he relieved? I don't think so. No, I think he's sad and shocked and horrified.
He's too good of a dude. Also, do you know if there is any word about Walker Stalker Con going to San Francisco again? Now that Glenn is alive, I need to give him a hug. I didn't see him last time because he wasn't there on Sunday.
There is a word, and the word is no. Because they wanted to, but apparently that venue just didn't have any good days or something that fit. So I would love them to do more West Coast states because
are they doing any
the
West
time
Coast?
change kills me.
Yeah.
No, like I think Dallas is the closest. So I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, please.
LA? They're not doing LA or San Diego or anything like that?
No. No Portland, no Seattle.
Dang. Or
I know.
yeah, Portland, Seattle, all good places.
Yep. I've registered my desire. Because they all came out for Heroes and Villains in San Jose.
Right.
And everybody was complaining about the time change. And I'm like, now you guys know how I feel every time.
Wah, wah, wah.
Anyways, next. This is from Karen Wang. I couldn't get over the joke you guys made during this week's podcast about how there should be an app in which humans get star ratings, partly because this idea is inherently absurd, but mostly because that app exists.
What?
Yes, it actually exists. It's called People, Peeple. Haha, cloying pun. And it has been getting the worst press since mainstream media caught wind of it earlier this fall. There's a link to a review. Womp womp. Indeed, an entertaining idea as long as it remains fodder for farce or satire, but as an actual thing in real life, so not what we need in this world. I thought I'd share. A faithful listener, Karen. I give your review 4.3 stars. I mean, your email. That's pretty funny.
It is.
All right, now we had a lot of calls. I don't know why we had more calls this time, but I can't play them all, but I'll play a few. But thanks for everybody that did call in. Here's Emily from Arizona.
Hey, Jason and Karen, it's Emily from Arizona. I'm calling on this Thanksgiving Day, and I'm thankful for you guys and for your podcast. 5 stars.
Thank you. I'm thankful for you too, all you guys. Here's Steve from Indiana.
Hey guys, it's Steve from Indiana. So you guys gave a few episodes ago. You guys gave your worst rating for an episode, and I have to say I would have reserved that rating for this season or the mid-series finale. It was the most anticlimactic episode I have seen thus far. No one died. We barely got to see anything with Glenn. Where's Daryl? It felt like one of the boring placeholder episodes that we typically get mid-season. And to have that as a mid-series finale, I thought was kind of a load of crap. But that's anyway,
just kind of.
Badlands is over to find anything else with the prologue. What the hell is that all about? I don't care about this show. No, it does not suck. It does not suck. It's just the episode. Yeah. Anyways, Into the Badlands. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Into the Badlands
they're having their own
really
conversation.
sucks, and I really wish they would stop doing this. Anyways, love the podcast, guys, and we'll do a zombie voice together.
Awesome.
Full house
Okay,
full.
That's so great.
Thanks, you guys. Write in or call in and tell me if our podcast upped your star rating a half a point or not.
Yeah, up mine.
Yeah. Okay.
So to speak.
Next is up your star point. Next is Bella from North Carolina.
Hey guys, this is Bella from North Carolina, and this is my first call. I thought this episode was kind of underwhelming. I mean, no one died, well, not on screen anyways, but I kind of expected more for a mid-season finale. Not a big fan of the cliffhangers myself, but as a comic reader, I can pretty much predict what happens next with Rick and Jesse and all those guys. But I'm really happy that Glenn and his pregnant wife Maggie survived another season. At least Deanna finally had her badass moment at the end there. I think Carl he's just not smart, especially with that asshole comment to Ron there. I mean, that kid really likes to twist the knife. I really didn't like the Carol Morgan fight. To me, it felt unrealistic. I know Morgan is all about his all life is precious crap, but in these kind of extreme circumstances, I think he would have to just give up and sort of surrender. But I don't know. Where are all of the other Alexandrians? I mean, some of them had to survive, right?
Good question.
Do y'all think that we will have to assume they're dead, or do you think they'll turn up again? Love the show. Keep up the good work, and I guess I'll hear you guys again in February. Bye.
Where's your zombie sound, Bella?
Rawr.
Highly disappointed. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks for the call.
Thanks, Bella.
Yeah, well, true.
I think the Alexandrians.
Oh yeah, the Alexandrians. They're huddling in the corners of their homes, probably.
Yes, if they're smart. They're being very quiet and listening to their record collection on a very low volume.
That's what everyone did. They all ran back to their houses, locked the doors, and kind of hunkered down.
Yes,
and
quietly.
Yeah, and I was thinking, well, they better figure something out because the zombies have been known to stick around for like months.
Oh my God.
But what are you going to do? I mean, first you want to collect yourself. So
right. First you want to collect yourself, and then you want to somehow create a distraction, which I was hoping was going to be Abraham and Sasha and Daryl with the fuel truck. Now it looks like that will not be the distraction that we so desperately wanted. That will not be it.
There'll be something cool.
You think so?
Sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. 50-50. Okay, this is KJ Ramon from Pennsylvania.
Hey, David and Karen. This is KJ Ramon from Pennsylvania, and all I can say right now is what the fuck. We've got a lot to look forward to and a lot of unpleasantries when The Walking Dead returns in February. I can't wait that long, and I certainly don't know what I'm going to do with myself when I can't get my weekly therapy from you guys. The only podcast I was never really a big podcaster. You guys are the only ones that I listen to. The Walking Dead is a problem for me. It is my drug. It is my my fuel. Okay, and then The Talking Dead is like my therapy, but I don't get all the answers that I need. So I look to you guys as my post therapy. Don't know what I'm going to do. Going to miss you guys. February needs to get here sooner rather than later. I'm sure I'll be hibernating until then. But great work. Love listening to you guys. I'll probably go back and listen to older podcasts just to, fuel my need.
We have over 200 of them.
Have a great holiday. Thank you guys for everything you do. Talk to you later. And here's my Walker sound.
Outstanding, KJ.
Nice, man. Thank you. It feels really good to get a call like that.
It does.
Appreciate it. And it would be interesting if you had two therapists and you could just go to one therapist and say, my other therapist is bothering me.
Get therapy for your therapy.
Yeah.
We're here to help. We're here to help.
All right. Is that it?
That's man.
it for Listener Moans Going to Grunts. There's plenty to talk about this week from the comics, so let's hand it over to Mr. Blog and Gracie Lou for Comic Talk. Take it away, guys.
Take it away, guys.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the final segment of Comic Talk for this particular mid-season of Season 6 of The Walking Dead. Grace, how you doing?
I'm doing just fine. How are you?
I'm doing very well, and I don't know, I was left a little bit cold last night with the episode.
I thought we were going to have a whole lot more to discuss tonight, so I'm a little disappointed, I must say.
And I got to thinking, probably the main reason why I wasn't as crazy about this one as I probably should have been, because I'm pretty sure in retrospect I may enjoy it, but I went into it with expectations. And I was thinking we were going to reach a certain point in the comic book as a cliffhanger, and instead it got pulled just short of that.
Exactly.
And that drove me insane. But we'll get into that a little bit more in the latter half of this. We'll have the spoilery section towards the end. But for now, Grace, what's one of the things that you can think of that compares directly from the comic to the show?
Well, I think one thing was Deanna's death, and in that it mirrored Douglas's death to some degree. In the comic, Douglas was also about to commit suicide, not because he had been bitten, but just because he was depressed and didn't want to go on. And he stops long enough to do a couple stupid things before he's overcome by zombies, swarming him, and goes out the same way as Deanna.
He does go, shooting and yelling.
Even though we did not see it.
Yeah, so that was one thing. Also, I think everybody kind of hunkered down in their houses when the zombies were kind of flooding into Alexandria.
Yes, everyone was sort of in different houses like that, all split up.
And I think Rick did yell, everybody get back into your house. Everybody just stay in your houses. And so that was kind of the same. Nothing else really other than the end section, which we're going to talk about in the next part here. But anything else you can think of?
Well, I think we can just talk a little bit about how they don the gut-drenched sheet ponchos.
That's true. Okay.
And attempted to move kind of undetected through the zombie horde. That was exactly like what was happening in the comic at that time. Except I don't think they were more trying to escape, though, not go to the armory.
They were trying to escape, and I remember that was a big deal because Rick was saying, let's just get out of here. Well, we're going to come back, right? Yeah, we'll come back. And I think somebody says, but there are children in here.
Yeah, and Rick's like, Rick says, I'll save my child every time, kind of.
Yeah, well, always the one thing to always remember about other people's children is that they're not yours. Yes. And that was a big, kind of moment because they were just going to bail.
Right.
And it was Rick, Carl, Jesse, Ron, I think Michonne, and Dr. Denise.
Yes, that's exactly who it was.
So it's the 6 of those, and I think Michonne and Denise get a little separated in that whole exit out there. But that moment where Ron starts freaking out, that was straight out of the comic.
Oh,
also, them
definitely.
all holding hands.
Yes, I love that. I was getting chills at that point.
Yeah, and it's in the correct order of Rick leading, then Carl, and then Jesse, and then Sam, and then behind Sam is Ron with a very loaded gun. Or did Carl take that?
Oh, Carl did take the gun away, yes. So
okay, so maybe that won't pan out that way. But so we're into the spoilery kind of section here as far as what we expected it to finish up with.
We expected it to finish up with Carl with one less eye.
Yeah, well, of course, that's the end result. But we're supposed to, and Jesse one left hand or arm and life. Sam dead.
Sam / Ron.
Well, and who knows about Ron? Ron I still think is that giant wild card right now. But yeah, who is going to shoot Carl in the eye at this point? I did think it might have been Deanna, but no, that's taken care of.
Right. And even at the beginning of this episode, I thought it might be Deanna because she was running around with a loaded gun shooting.
Yeah, and I think that was to taunt us. I mean, not you and I specifically, but comic readers say, "Oh, I bet you know where this is going." Nope, not going there. I don't know. I expected to see this whole little scene play out, and that final cliffhanger would be Carl's eye, because that is something in the comic I do genuinely remember not knowing what was going to happen in the next issue. It was just terrifying. Even the cover of that particular issue has Rick with Carl draped over his shoulder, running to the doctors. And oh my God, it was just so tense for that month when that was going on.
Yeah, I thought
that would have been so did I, because it looked so terrible. And that I thought was such a great cliffhanger. But this, I don't know, I felt cheated. I guess it's going to be one hell of a huge how do you do come January or February whenever the show comes back, and then we can be perfectly excited, and maybe that's one of those binge watching sort of moments where it's not going to matter that we have to wait so long for this. But
I'm feeling it now, though.
Oh well. So I think that it's been an interesting season this season in terms of how the show has moved along with the comic books. We're certainly going in the exact same direction. We are getting now no longer just hints of Negan, but actual
flat out
name
got
drop.
his name, yeah.
Flat out got his name. Now, we don't even get that in the comic book until the Hilltop. So after they meet up with Jesus and head over to the Hilltop.
Yes, I thought we'd get Jesus before any big Negan hints, but nope, they're doing a little bit different, which is fine with me.
Well, perfectly fine. So I am excited for the next half season. We are going to get Jesus. We are going to get Negan. I certainly hope we get the Hilltop and Gregory and all that good fun stuff.
Oh, Gregory.
Gregory, exactly. I know how much you love him.
Oh, I love to hate Gregory.
And yeah, so I think we're going to get into some really exciting stuff. I think this should have been a much more exciting episode, but I went into it with expectations, and maybe that is purely my fault. So for that, I guess, thank you guys for listening to us for the last 8 weeks here on and off to do Comic Talk. We appreciate it. Thank you, Jason and Karen, for allowing us to do it. Yeah. As a member of the Podcast Network, I feel the need to say, give us a listen on Under the Comic Covers if you are a comic reader, which you should be if you're listening to this. Grace, any final words?
Just see you next year.
See you then.
All right, we're back in. It's time for Next Week on The Walking Dead.
Next week on The Walking Dead, there is no Walking Dead.
Oh, that's right.
But
next February,
Season 6, Episode 9 airs on Sunday, February 14th. That's right. Valentine's Day. So romantic. So open up a bottle of whoop ass, grab your weapon, I mean your significant other, and settle down for some hot romance, I mean hot zombie killing. So we'll record on Monday as usual. And this episode is going to be directed by Greg Nicotero, written by Seth Hoffman. There's no title to it yet. So it is the nameless episode on Valentine's Day. So just enjoy the sweet, sweet irony of our favorite zombie show coming back on the day of romance.
Well, when Greg Nicotero first started directing episodes, I thought they were pretty good to really good, and now I think they're great. Like, he's only gotten better.
He's
so
great.
When I hear that he's directing an episode, I get excited now.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Usually the first episode of the season or the comeback from whatever is terrific. So
good.
I'm looking forward to it. Valentine's Day.
And all these cliffhangers, we're gonna get to find out what happened. But I'm kind of it's nice to have a little bit of a break for a while and think about other things like Wolfmen and vampires.
Yes, it is. It absolutely is. And there's a lot of things happening over the hiatus. A lot of things coming out, including Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies.
Oh, really? Yeah, yeah.
That's coming out during
Star
the hiatus.
Wars. I can't wait.
A little movie called Star Wars. I've seen people queuing up in front of my house already, even though I'm about 10 miles away from the nearest movie theater.
Yeah,
So,
I can't wait for that. I can only be disappointed with how excited I am, but oh well. James Adducci.